Welcome to Soccer We Like It, the man Ited direction. And today we are joined with our friends from Australia, United fans, as you all know, Adam. And today we're also joined by Emad. Adam, welcome to the show.
Hey, buddy, how are you? I'm excited with Emad here, let me tell you.
So, Emad, welcome to the show. How are you, Emad?
Good, Tim. Thanks for having us on.
You're welcome. Right, we all know it was Man United 0, Wolves 1. The last time Wolves beat Man United was 40 years ago, and history's been made. Adam, what went wrong? The selection obviously was the beginning of the downfall, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, no one can sit there as a United fan, can sit there and go, they weren't worried when Jones was picked for starters. And then I looked at the team and I saw Matic and McTominay and I thought, oh, here we go, 2 games in a row. I think we discussed that before. And then you looked up top and you had Cavani and Ronaldo 2 games in a row. So, look, I think most people didn't mind the Cavani-Ronaldo thing, but it obviously proved not so good. But I think that's also due to the midfield as well. So, yeah, look, I don't get the lineup. To me, I think most of the lineup at the start of the game, everyone was just looking at Jones, I think. So I wasn't too disappointed, but I was definitely wondering how Jones would go.
Right. So, Emad, you saw the game. What was your take when you saw that lineup? What was going through your mind when you saw that lineup with Phil Jones? I mean, it was due to the fact that there's certain reasons why Jones was in there, and you saw Matic and McTominay. What was going through your mind at that moment?
I think Adam was right with having Jones in the lineup. I think that sort of stole the headlines. You know, being 2 years out of the game, so he took. And he doesn't get many headlines, Phil Jones, but he certainly took it that morning or that night for them. Matic and McTominay, I understand why Matic would be selected in the lineup alongside McTominay. You know, to recycle the ball a lot better, keep possession a lot more than what we have in the past, especially with Fred and Scott McTominay in the middle. Keeping possession of the ball is something we don't really do very well against any team. The lineup wasn't too bad. I thought maybe rotating, and the argument with rotating Ronaldo is always going to be there, and which is likely never to happen. But I thought maybe rotating, the four guys we have in the attack might have been an option, but obviously Ralph has the last say, and we just have to sit there and enjoy the ride.
Right. Adam, when you saw the way Wolves was set up and the way we surrendered the midfield so quick and how De Gea was called into action so quickly in the game, were you thinking, is this going to be a long day or it's just a little blip, we'll come back into the game? What was your thought?
Well, as you know, I always take note in the first 5 minutes of the game. And I always harp on a little bit about Ronaldo. His first 4 touches at the start of the game were all loose controls and all missed passes and all got intercept. First 4. And anyone can go back and have a look at that. And most people won't go and look at it because it's Ronaldo. But that summed it up. I had my daughter sitting with me and she sat there and she went, it looks like most of the players have got their head down and the game hasn't even started. So to me, body language is everything. We saw that photo cycling around of Phil Jones jumping up and down before the game started, and everyone else has just got their head down. Now, this is pre-game, and then we've got Ronaldo losing the ball 4 times in the first 5 minutes of the game, But we can't hold a ball to save our life. But we spoke on the last pod about Wolves' midfield. Every game their midfield has dominated us in the last couple of years, even though that we've won, right? So I'm not surprised by it. I am not surprised by it. That's for sure.
Right. Emad, as you saw the way Wolves dominated the midfield, was there any time in the first couple of minutes did you think, this is just United to come back into the game? But, David De Gea saved us about 3 or 4 times in the first half. We could have at least been 2-0 down in the first half. What was going through your mind?
Look, it's lucky we have Prime De Gea back again this season, because if it wasn't for him, we'd be a lot further down the table this season already. in saying that, I wasn't surprised by Wolves controlling the game early on, because I also find that United tend to take a long time to get into a match. I can't remember which game it was, possibly the game before Newcastle.
Norwich.
Norwich. It took us, I'd say, up to the 60th minute before we started dominating again, or dominating at all. So the
we
control
didn't
of the
dominate
game.
that game, did we, against Norwich?
No, but from 60th onwards, it becomes, those short spurts of, we pump them in their own 18 yards for a little bit, and then it just comes in these short spurts. As for the Wolves midfield, Neves and Moutinho, they're quality players, and their talents far outweigh the talent of our midfield. So it wasn't surprising at all to see them dominate, the first 20 minutes, let alone the entire 90.
Right. Adam, as you saw the game progress through the first half, the guys coming into save United from further embarrassment and humiliation at home again, that United midfield with Matic and McTominay butchering and taking people off the field and getting booked unnecessarily. Did that midfield look like they could create anything for the people up front at all?
Well, all you had to do was look at Matic when he decided to backheel a ball. Like, what are you thinking? Like, it's just simple passing. We can't complete passes. It's crazy. You've got to have outlets.
Yeah,
and
there was none.
We don't. Our midfield needs outlets. So as much as we can talk about the midfield, and we talk about Ronaldo not scoring or Cavani not scoring, you need your midfield working for you. Exactly. And they do work, but not in the right way. The midfield should receive the ball, play to your 3 or your 5, and work with your midfield there. We just simply cannot do that. It's impossible. And I don't understand how we cannot do that. This team is paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. I can watch a female team on the weekend, and I watch my daughter's team. I know it's a higher level, but these guys play at a high level, and they're paid at a high level. And they can't create anything out of the backs through to the midfield, through to the forwards. I can't remember the last time we created something from back to mid, unless it was just like maybe Luke Shaw picking up the ball, going for a run, and putting it across him. I can't even remember a goal that was built on great creativity from the midfield. McTominay was consistently losing the ball.
All day,
and mate. It was horrendous.
90 minutes.
We talk about Marcus Bai. We talk about Marcus Bai having one good, one bad game. Well, McTominay's in that same league. Like, how can you go 3 games before just have an absolute blinder, and then you just fall away like that? It's incredible. And then, we're probably going to go deeper into it about Ralph Rancnick and his press conference after it. But you've got to start with the midfield. Like, it was that bad. It was so poor.
When Emad, when you saw McTominay paired with Matic, without a Bruno, without someone else who could find an outlet forward, where did Rancnick think that creativity is going to come from? Where were the front 3 or front 4 going to get the ball from with McTominay and Matic?
The more you say that, sorry, man. The more you say that, the worse it sounds. Like, Matic, McTominay, how is it getting it to the top there? How is it?
If you look at the lineup he put out there, even if you look at the bench, who did he have on the bench that could have started ahead of those 2 that would provide the ball to the forwards and give that outlet? So I think that whole, if we had Juan Mata wasn't even on the bench, I think that would have been a good game for him. Yes. A Juan Mata. And a lot of people, and I know it's easy to say because he wasn't there, but someone like a Paul Pogba, even starting Bruno Fernandes. Look, I have my issues with Bruno, but then I also have reasons why those issues have come about, and that falls back to his poor form and why his poor form this year has been highlighted so much since the return of a certain of a certain goat. But other than Bruno, but even if he was to start with Bruno, this system that he plays, this 4-2-2, Bruno doesn't work well out wide.
Mm-mm. It doesn't work for
It's a
Bruno at
crazy
all.
lineup, isn't it?
It
Really
is.
is. Like you're creative. If you want to play with 2 sixes, which let's get into what he said after the game. Like he was asked about why he sub Greenwood, and he goes, "Well, I couldn't take me 2 sixes off. So who else was I going to sub?
Somebody. Yeah.
I had to sub somebody. That is
He
absolutely
should have taken off Sancho. Should have
friggin'
gone off
believable.
first. Sancho should have gone off first before Mason. I don't know why he took off Mason.
But we're at home, right? We're at home. Why are we playing with 2 sixes? 2 sixes hasn't worked for us.
Adam, sorry. Why are we playing with 2 sixes in general?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, home or away. Yeah, exactly. It's just you're taking the creativity out of the team. You're taking the creativity out of the team.
With Matic and McTominay, both the midfielders, you're not going to get anything from them two. Never, ever, ever.
No.
McTominay doesn't create. Barely Matic, but Jelly sits in front and tries to take the ball away. But them two are never going to get the ball up front. They're both slow. They're not the fastest players. So how was he thinking the ball was going to get to the front? So
I believe he thinks his creative outlet was going to be Greenwood. And you know what? Greenwood did switch the play up very well at times, and he was releasing the ball. But like you said, Tim, Sancho was just his sideway movement was friggin' horrendous. And then he was playing on the left-hand side again.
Yes.
And it just doesn't work. Surely he's got to sit there and he looks back at his game and he goes, well, that's not working. It's not working. I've got to change it up.
Right.
And then, like, I put up a post yesterday about Fletcher having the mic in his head. And I'm getting told that there's an analyst up in the grandstand looking at the game, telling him what he should be telling Rancnick. What happened to just playing football and just managing football? Like, they're obviously all on the wrong page. Completely. This is why we're having all these dramas.
Emad, as you saw it, as the game progressed, United got worse. Wolves got more dominant. The girl kept a clean sheet for the first half. We got into the second half. There was a bit of change. I did not agree with the change in taking off Mason so early. I would have taken off Sancho before Mason, but he took off Mason first. But when he brought on Bruno, there just seemed to be another outlet outwards. There were 2 key moments at that point when Sancho had the chance. He should have laid the ball off. Okay, when Cavani had the chance, should have laid the ball off to Mason. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But when you saw the second half, did you think, okay, there could be a change? United could change. What did you think of the second half compared to the first half?
I thought the second half, up until when Bruno come on, that from the start of the second half to before he just come on, I thought we were poor. And we were poor for the whole 90. So first 45, second 45, completely poor. I do think Bruno did provide a little bit of spark when he come on, which is, what we needed, obviously. How he missed from 12 yards or hit the bar from 12 yards, I have no idea.
That was the closest.
Do you know what, Emad? I've never wanted a player to miss. And I've never been happy about a miss. Never. But you know what? In that game, we didn't deserve to win it. And I know some of them we didn't deserve to win. But that was just the shittest game. Mate, I can't say I was happy he missed. But, we got what we deserved.
I was with the guys from the United Supporters Club during the Burnley 3-1, Adam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And if that second half, we were dominant. We were 3-1 up first half, yeah?
Yeah.
That second half, I told the guys, I said, you put your hand over the screen there and cover that score, all right? Take away the scoreline in that second half. And it was the most boring half of football I have watched. You would have thought that we were losing.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's
And the
always the
same-
thing, isn't it? When they went
and
off.
that performance has reflected and it's carried on into this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no way
it's gotten
we didn't
worse.
even deserve a point against Wolves.
No,
Not a
no,
point.
we didn't.
No.
So
And obviously we didn't get it. Like we didn't even get a point. But that was. It was a shock. It was a shocking 90 minutes from United. It's probably the worst 90 minutes I have seen in a very long time. At home.
at home,
At home.
You don't think it can get any worse, do you? Because we sit
Nah.
here, do these pods, and we go, that's the worst half of football I've seen
Right,
in a long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And then you
No,
watch
they
another 90, and then you go, well, that's the worst 90 minutes I've seen. I've never
They
seen.
surprise you every week.
And they surprise you every single week. And like I watch a lot of pods, and mate, they've all got it right. If you don't want to fucking be at the club, fuck off.
That's right.
Yeah, why do you want to hang around?
That's right.
I know it's easy coin, but seriously, you've played your whole career to get to this point.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to play at a club like Manchester United and you
Just
don't
leave.
want to, just leave. You know, I feel sorry for the players, the fans that are going to Old Trafford.
Exactly.
Mate, it's costing them
Arm and a leg.
so much
mate.
money for a season pass. You know, and they go week in, week out. They sing their name week in, week out, and they just go home in tears every single week.
It is.
And
I feel more
do-
sorry for us,
It
Adam.
is painful. It is painful.
Yeah, but we can turn the TV off, Emad, if we
Yeah, I
want
know,
to.
but us poor bastards wake up at 4 o'clock every morning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Adam tells
Yeah.
us about it. How early you guys have to wake up.
But we
And
don't. Our wages isn't paying to go and watch them. Their
Yeah.
wages is.
Of
You know,
course,
and
Right.
that's
my,
how I look
my
at
sanity, my sanity is paying.
There
it.
you go.
That's it.
So,
and a lack
Adam,
of sleep.
Adam,
Yeah.
Shaw and Wan-Bissaka on the wings as fullbacks. How good or how bad were they just on that day?
Oh, terrible, mate. Absolutely terrible. You know, and look, at one stage, I thought Luke Shaw was going to do his fake injury again. You know, because he went down. He went down with his, I don't know, sore foot or something. I thought, here we go again. He's going to throw it because he knows we're not. He even said it after the game. Like he said it after the game. We have no idea. Basically said, we have no idea what we're doing. I have no outlets in the midfield. So he's saying that Ralph Rennick's lineup is terrible. Not lineup, his setup system is terrible. So if he's there saying that, and I'm the manager, and I hear that, I'm automatically going to say, well, he's not playing next game because he doesn't like my system. You know, what happened to Tellez and Delo? They're having cracking games. You know, they're the ones that are going to get you forward. They're the ones that are going to get the crosses in for you. But all of a sudden, you know, mate, I'm fucking spewing, mate. Look, we watch this team. We love this team. You know, Emad comes around here. He's got the jerseys. I've got the jerseys. I've got memorabilia. You've got memorabilia. Tim, everyone loves it. If only the players had the same passion the fans do, we would never lose a game, mate. We would never lose a game.
100%.
These bunch of players are the biggest ball breakers I've ever seen in my life with Manchester United.
Weak.
They are a disgrace to the club. They are a disgrace to the club, honestly, and that includes Ronaldo. For him to have his legacy in 2000 and stuff like that, and to now come back, and now he's part of this team. And I'm not blaming Ronaldo, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying now he's involved with this squad. You know, it's just ruining him.
Completely. I felt sorry for Cavani as well. I mean, if you notice, Cavani and Ronaldo, I don't think they even had any chances through the whole game, mate. The whole game. That was how bad
Ronaldo had a couple swing and misses. And he's been doing that the last few games.
The header was over that overhead cross.
He's not on. He's not on at all. Because that's his bread and butter, those kinds of things. You know? It's not working for him. What I
saw was they were scrapping for little balls, anything. They were literally scrapping. There was nothing put into the box. Hey, because there's nothing coming from. So there's like they had to go and get the ball, fight for ball.
Mate, when your centre forwards have to run 70 meters to receive the ball, to to win the ball. Ronaldo did that on 2 occasions.
Yeah.
I watched him. He was nearly in the back line receiving a ball. That is out of control, man. When your nines have to come that far back to receive a ball, surely, and I'm not blaming Ralph for the player's mentality or anything like that, surely you've got to turn it around and go, the system's not working at all. Who's playing me out? And then he goes and brings Bruno on for Greenwood, but you're still playing the same system.
Right.
We went to 3 fullbacks. Oh, no, second half Greenwood came off, wasn't it? Because he made no changes at half time. Then he went to 3 in the back. Like, it wasn't working in the first 20 minutes of the game. Why does it take it that long to change it?
Exactly. Emad, as you saw, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka struggled. I mean, Wan-Bissaka's crossing was diabolical. I mean, there were times like, what is this guy doing?
But he does that regularly.
Yeah, but I don't even know why he's even there. I still would have preferred Delo there. So we saw Phil Jones after 2 years. What did you think of Phil Jones' performance in that game?
No, I thought he was our best player on the pitch, to be honest. I thought he played very well considering how long he's been out. He even though their goal came from his header, but it was a clearing header. Like our 2 sixes should be there collecting that second ball.
Exactly.
Thank you, Emad.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's their job, isn't it? To protect the back
100%,
four.
mate.
So the centre back has done his job. A cross has come over. He's cleared the ball with a header. And then your 2 sixes they were almost in Phil Jones's pocket.
Yeah.
Rather than being on the edge of the box where that header's going to come out. So
I was reading some fans say, as a centre back, he shouldn't have headed the ball centrally. He should have headed it. I mean, come on!
Give me a break, man. That's a disgraceful call.
But he did head the ball centrally.
Right.
He did.
Yeah.
He went out to the top of the box. And that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. You got 2 sixes to stop the shot from outside the 18-yard box. You got 2. This is why we play with 2.
Matic.
What are they doing? What are they doing nearly on Jones? They shouldn't be anywhere near Jones. If you look at the replay, McTominay's he's looking at the ball, and that's all he's doing is ball watching. He's ball watching. He's not watching players coming in. You hear Andy Cole talk about it after the game. Andy Cole pointed it out. With Ian Wright. They both pointed it out. That's not Jones's fault.
There was a moment there where Jones, he wins the ball back well deep in our own half, and he breaks away and lays it off to Rashford, and we're on the counter attack.
And Rashford loses the ball down the left,
where he pumps it down almost. I think it went out for a goal kick in the end.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, on the right. No, it was on the right.
Yeah, on the right, close to it. I mean, look, having Jones come back, okay, for whatever reason, obviously Maguire, I don't know where this injury had come from, that he was out of the starting lineup. Lindelof obviously still has COVID or recovering from COVID. Eric Bailly, I think he's off to the African nations.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's Varane, Jones left.
Yeah, there's only Jones left, isn't there?
Yeah. Do you think Luke Shaw should have done better to cut that cross out from Traore for that ball? I think Luke Shaw should have done better.
1,000%.
Luke Shaw does that all the time. All the time. He's very slow to close someone crossing the ball. He's always like that. It's nothing new. He does it week in, week out.
We spoke about Traore on the last pod. We spoke about him.
We said it.
And one of the boys said he's been coming off the bench. And when he come off the bench, I sat there and I said to my daughter, I said to her, we're in trouble. As soon as he comes on, he's fresh, where he's just going to run at him. And that's what he did. And we're little school kids, mate, against him.
Mind you, Adama Traore hasn't had the best season so far. He's still on 0 goals and 0 assists, I think. But his pace will kill teams alone. He's quick, man. He's quick, he's big, he's strong. There is no way being fresh off the bench, coming against Luke Shaw. I fancy my chances running against him, Adam. And you've seen me play.
You might chop him down first.
Luke Shaw
accidentally.
should have done better. 100%.
He-
He should have.
Oh,
cut
mate,
that
he's so
short.
far away. It's not even jockeying, mate. It's not even jockeying. You know, he's not closing him down. He's just standing in front of him, basically like a witch's hat. That's not jockeying. If any young school
he
kid
does
saw
that.
that,
He does it every
He
week.
does that a lot.
yeah,
And
oh, he
does it a
does.
lot.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed. So at that point, with United a goal down, I mean, Moutinho, he could have been closed down quicker. I mean, the ball fell. He still had to adjust himself and shoot. McTominay, I
It's
think,
gone through his legs as well.
went from McTominay's leg. He turned. It was really just poor all round. It was just poor from the cross that should have been blocked, from the header. I mean,
But that
those-
sums up our performance.
yeah, it really does. And you got
The
to say
type of goals we concede, the majority of the goals we concede are poor,
all
and
the
that
time.
sums up our performances. It sums up our performances. Those, every time.
Right. Adam, with Rancnick now, this 4-2-2-2, can this guy, we talked about this on Sunday. Where do we go from here? You've seen it's not
Well,
working.
we've got Aston Villa next, and Steven Gerrard's going to have his troops. We've got them 2 games in a row. We've got FA Cup coming up.
And it's at Old Trafford again, because they seem to
It's at
struggle
Old
at Old
Trafford.
Trafford.
Yeah, it's
I don't think
going to
that
be
matters
tough.
anymore.
No, it doesn't. It's not.
We can,
It doesn't
it
matter.
could be
anymore,
any-
Old Trafford.
it could be.
be
Old
any-
Trafford's not what it used to be.
No.
No, it's no fortress anymore.
No,
sure.
teams had already lost games before they even turned up, knowing that we're playing there. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
It's-
anymore.
look,
I don't buy into the narrative, especially from the pundits over there. Oh, but it's at Old Trafford. That doesn't matter to me no more.
Doesn't matter. No,
No.
that mystic is all gone a long time ago.
Yeah,
yeah. So
So, Adam-
FA Cup next week.
Yeah.
Steven Gerrard, his team will be up for it. They're all pumped for United. They all pumped for him. Because they're breaking records every time they beat United. Our teams are breaking a record. We've been doing this over the last 3 to 4 years. Where teams, instead of records being created by us, every other team's creating records
for them
against
themselves.
us. 1980, I think the Wolves was the last time they beat us. In
1982.
82, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
these mid-table clubs, these mid-table sides that come to Old Trafford, or even when we're going to their home grounds, they can smell blood in the water.
And they just
but
take
Emad, how much better organised do they look? Seriously.
Wolves.
And I've been saying it for a long time. We haven't looked organised for 3 years, 4 years. Actually,
even teams-
Mourinho was probably the last time we looked organised, even though we played defensively the whole game. But we haven't
Even
looked
sides that don't
organised.
look as organised, we're worse on the
Yeah.
on the pitch.
We're
They still don't. It's very hard. It's been hard to watch, and I don't want to come on here, especially being my first time being just bashing
Emad
on
is
him and
making his
beating on
debut.
him and hating on him, but it is what it is. We call
It is what it is. It is what it is. Emad, with this 4-2-2 not working, does he have to adjust now, or do the players have to keep trying to adjust into that system? People were saying Lingard could have played, Fred could have played, Van der Beek could have played. They mentioned that. I went through the fan bases today, and 3 players they said could have played in that game that were not even given an opportunity to come on: Lingard, Van der Beek, and Fred. What's your take?
Look, if Van der Beek he hasn't even had a sniffer under
Rancnick,
Ralph
10
Rangnick's
minutes.
reign. I don't think his future lies with our club, to be honest. And even when he has, look, obviously he's a class and quality player, but I just don't think he's a United player. I just don't see the kid, but I just don't think United's the club for him.
I agree.
Lingard, I wouldn't shed a tear if Lingard doesn't wear a United shirt again, to be honest. He's too busy posting nostalgic photos of his time at West Ham.
No, it's
Hello?
crazy, isn't it? It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
yeah.
Like
It's madness.
I
And then
just
you
don't
got-
get the whole thing. Like I always harp on about the yesteryear. And people always say we're yesteryear United and whatever. But when you come through an era of so much success and so many players that bled for your club, no matter where, if they came from Everton or a lot of them came from London or whatever, you know, they bled for your club. We don't have that anymore. You know, we don't have that. And I most certainly can't feel it. Like, I backed Rashford to the hilt last pod.
Yep.
After seeing him on the weekend, I don't even know if I can. You know, I apologise to the boys that are on the pod. Mate, I'm serious. They're proven right.
Emad, if you saw the way Adam went off on the pod on Sunday, he went off on the other guys for saying Rashford should be giving respect and giving a reason why he's off form.
I apologise because I was disgusted. Maybe because I am a Rashford fan and I didn't take much notice of it. But I tell you what, on the weekend I did take note, and it's friggin' shocking. That it's terrible. Like, you know, he's born and bred United. Like, where's it all gone? Where's it all gone wrong? I can't.
He's born and bred United, but he doesn't play like he is.
No, he hasn't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know what's I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know if his head is elsewhere in terms of what he does off the pitch with his political stuff and his campaigns, and you know, obviously what he does off the pitch is fantastic stuff. You can't take that away from him. But I remember, I think it was Roy Keane and Gary Neville when Lingard, a few years back, when Lingard was launching his fashion label before a Liverpool game. And Roy Keane went off his head talking about, you're a footballer first, do that stuff later.
Yeah.
You know, and I find it's a lot. It happens to a lot of these modern day footballers. They're launching all these other things, fragrances and clothing lines, and your bread and butter is what you do on the pitch.
That's right.
That's what pays you these big bucks. Not like this stuff can come later. I'm all for it. Have something for your retirement, but don't do it now. Well, don't do it when you're at Manchester United anyway.
Because they're using the club brand and the followers and supporters to the brand. That's the trick. That's the marketing.
Of course.
So should the players adapt to this system, or should Rancnick keep trying?
Well, they're going to have to. Rancnick's not going to change the system. He's not going to change the system. He loves that system. That's the system that he's always used. So why would he want to change it? It's never been used in the Premier League before, you know. So you saw the Wolves wing-backs. We could not even handle their wing-backs. Their wing-backs were having a field day, you know, and they were playing into their midfield. They were playing into their midfield, and they were playing their wing-backs were allowed to move forward with ease, you know. And you know, at one stage we had Rashford playing in the backs. What the frig? You made the best point, probably. You made the best point, Tim, on this pod about our creative outlet. Well, ever we don't have a creative outlet, forget about our forward line. Forget about it.
It is done. And
I said it on day one when we signed Ronaldo. Day one when we signed Ronaldo, I said, unless our midfield can play and be a good outlet for him, he won't be anyone. He won't be anyone. And we just do not play to his strengths.
No, we don't.
And you know, Ian Wright said it on the weekend, you know, if Ronaldo's not willing to play in the system, then we're screwed, because the players are not adapting to Ronaldo and not willing to work for Ronaldo. So therefore, Ronaldo then becomes the issue with the team. And people can sit there all they like and say Ronaldo's not the problem. But it is when he's not willing to defend, and it's not willing to he's definitely a problem. It becomes part of it. He does become part of that problem. If everyone's not willing to work in this system, then the whole team's just falls apart. Everyone in this system, as far as I'm working out slowly, everyone needs to play their part. And if one fails to play their part in the system, it's just one big shit show. And that's what we're seeing.
Take Cavani now. Cavani, he too did not get any service because there's no one
Yeah.
creating other than Bruno who came on. When Rancnick selected Matic and McTominay, I don't know where he thought the service was going to come from because them two are slower than a crippled turtle. So I don't know why he was thinking them two were going to get service up front. It didn't make, and I think that lineup was just the problem. The lineup was wrong. The players for that lineup were wrong. McTominay and Matic were. I'm sorry. I would have literally played. I would have literally played Fred instead of McTominay. At least Fred will get the ball and try and move forward. McTominay goes sideways, literally sideways. All
But
through
I think
the game.
McTominay spent a lot of the game hauling ass for Matic.
Exactly.
That's look. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Scott McTominay. I think, although like his performances, up and down, and he looked like Prime Iniesta the other day, and then now he's back to Scott McTominay. I'm a big fan of having McTominay in the field. Even the creative outlet, as creative as Bruno can be, he's a one chance creator, two chance creator max per game. He's a moments player, and I've had this argument with so many other people.
And he's actually off form as well, Bruno. We said this on the pod on Sunday. Bruno is off form, so I was not surprised he was dropped.
I put that form down to Ronaldo signing. That's my take on that. I believe his downturn in form has been, and it coincides with the timing of it as well, with the signing of Ronaldo. Yes, we beat Newcastle 4-1 on his return, on Ronaldo's return. Bruno scored that game, but we also struggled in that 4-1 win at home. There were times that it wasn't an easy 4-1. And I knew, look, as great as the Ronaldo signing is, with the nostalgia, the romance, he's coming back to his club 12 years away, etc. I knew the dynamic would change.
Because the players are not good enough at the moment.
But Tim, let's not forget, this same squad, bar the new signings, finished second last season. We finished second last season,
right?
And okay, the gap between us and City was quite a bit, but we still finished second last season.
Right.
Now the signing of Varane, good signing. We know we strengthened our defense. We needed another defender. Sancho was going to add a new impact on the wing there. The Ronaldo signing changes that whole dynamic, because we built a team around. Ollie was building a team around Bruno, and it was working. Yeah, there's some results that were like, oh my God, we should have won. But there was other games where we looked really good. That game our first game of the season against Leeds, free flowing, attacking. Yeah, defensively we were still a bit poor, but we were banging in goals for fun. I haven't seen Bruno play like that since Ronaldo signed, man.
But if you look at after the Leeds game, we had Wolves and we had Southampton. We played bad against Southampton, drew 0-0. We beat Wolves 1-0 with a Mason goal. But the problem started right coming into the third, fourth, fifth game. This was pre-Ronaldo. The team was already, even the Leeds game. As much as we scored, there were times where Leeds were even trying to score. I mean, Leeds, Leeds are Leeds. They just don't defend. But
defending is optional.
But if you look at the Southampton game, 0-0, the Wolves game, we barely just made that goal. We struggled. The problem is, and I'm beginning to realize it, I think some of the players there are just not good enough. And that I
don't disagree, but that game against Wolves, a 1-0 win, for me, that's a good 3 points at the Molineux.
Right. Yeah.
The Wolves let's not underestimate Wolves. They are a good side.
They fired that manager.
That's right. But they've got some good quality players. They honestly do. They're a good side. Their midfield, that trumps our midfield any day of the week. I'd take
Oh,
Moutinho
you
and
take
Neves.
you take their
I-
midfield any day of the
any
week,
day.
wouldn't you?
We,
And
we,
I-
we
I've
were
said that
supposed to
before,
sign the mid.
even
We were
when we
supposed to
win.
sign Neves. We were supposed to sign Neves as a defensive mid during the summer transfer. He was rumored to be, someone United were going to get, but we never went for him.
But they were in cruise control, weren't they? Really? They were in
Mhm.
Well,
cruise control.
we're linked to everyone all the time, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, as we're at the point now, we have Aston Villa on Saturday, FA Cup. Adam, who comes in? Who doesn't come in? What team? What does Rancnick put in the front? What does Rancnick put out there now against Aston Villa at home?
Oh, well, you can guarantee it'll be back to Fred and McTominay. 100%. I said it. As soon as we lost that game, I said, you watch, we'll be back to Maguire and Fred will be back in the team.
Oh, please.
They will be. You can just see it. It's so predictable. It is so predictable.
I
Yeah,
have Phil Jones ahead of Maguire at this stage.
Oh, any day, mate. Any day. Yeah, Tuesday for us. So it's Tuesday for us, the FA
Right.
Cup is.
Yes, it's Monday. It's Monday, so it'll be Tuesday morning for you guys, right?
Yeah, Tuesday morning, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 10 to
So-
7, I think.
So you're thinking he's gonna tweak? Obviously, half of the team won't play that played yesterday. Won't play on Saturday, but that game will not be
Well,
played.
Bruno will start. You'd think Bruno would start.
I think Bruno start.
And
I
it'll
think
be
Mason will
it'll be
start.
Sancho and Greenwood to the bench.
I think Ronaldo. I don't think Ronaldo will play. I think Cavani be a lone striker up front by himself, and Rashford and Mason will be on the sides, or Rashford and Sancho. I think, but I think Van der Beek should play this game. But I know he won't play.
It'll be interesting whether Henderson comes in as the goalkeeper.
That might be true.
I think he rotates a bit more. I reckon Elanga might get a start.
Was it who signed with Birmingham? Who was that? That was Elanga. Was it Elanga?
No, it wasn't.
No.
No, I
someone else.
didn't follow that one.
Mengi.
Mengi, yeah,
Mengi.
Mengi,
Right.
yeah. Mengi signed for Birmingham. Yeah.
So you're
Is that a
saying,
loan deal?
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
Adam,
loan deal,
so Adam, you're saying McFredden coming back, Bruno's gonna start. He might change Henderson. You could see Maguire coming in, right? You could see Maguire.
yeah.
I think Jones might be giving it a run. I think Jones might be partnered
He
We
with.
partnered
should
Maguire.
on form. He should be there without a doubt.
Yeah, he should be.
But don't be surprised if Varane gets rested and he plays Maguire Jones.
I definitely think we'll play Maguire Jones.
I think he'll play Maguire Jones. I think it'll be Maguire Jones actually. I think Varane will be rested for the FA Cup. Emad,
He plays
what's your
Telles.
take? What's your take?
I think he plays. Sorry, go on. What was my take on?
What's your take on what Rancnick is going to do against Aston Villa?
I think he rotates the back four. I think Maguire, like Adam said, comes in. I think he comes in for Varane. He'll rest Varane. Jones, he'll partner Jones. I think Telles and Below come back in. I think I'm gonna say that Fred and McTominay in the middle. But I'd go. Bruno would have to start. I'd rest Ronaldo. See, I'm not even. I don't know what Rancnick's going to do. I'm just going to say what I think should happen. I'd rest Ronaldo. I'd play Greenwood up front through the middle.
Oh, I got hammered for that yesterday, mate. Did I not get hammered on another pod about saying?
You did. But this is the thing, right? We've gassed Greenwood up as being our future striker, and we don't even give the kid a run there.
Exactly my point. And I know I did say Ronaldo and Greenwood as the 2 at 9.
Yeah.
But I can't see how that doesn't work. They're both 9s. They both want to play up front. I just don't understand how that can't work.
It can work.
Oh.
I don't think they're making. I think they prefer. They rather have Mason on the wing than in front, and have Cavani up front with Ronaldo than Mason.
But how is this kid supposed to develop into a future number 9 if he never gets a run at number 9?
This is the problem.
That's my point.
You know,
And
when he
people
first
go,
come in,
people say he's too young. He's a fucking too young, man.
No, he's not too young.
Wayne Rooney was 17 playing at Everton in the
Yeah.
Premier League.
Is
That's right.
the old saying,
Give me a
Adam?
break,
The old saying, mate. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Yeah.
There you go.
Mate, Sir Matt Busby, Bobby Charlton, they all say it.
they're all
Alex
teenagers.
Ferguson, they all
Look,
said it. If you're young enough
Green-
and you're good enough, you deserve to play. That motto's just gone way out the door in the last 5 years, 6 years.
Greenwood, and Phil Foden come onto the scene around the same time. Yeah, if not exactly the same time.
And look at Foden now. Look at Foden.
And
season,
exactly. Look
at
at Foden. And everyone at the time when they first come onto the scene, Greenwood was clear, great future ahead of him, a much better player, accomplished finisher. Greatest striker of the ball at the club.
Mate,
Right.
I saw him play his youth. I watched him in youth, man.
But
He was
at the moment,
unbelievable, mate.
at the moment though, Foden is clear of him. And it's no fault of
easy.
it's no fault of Mason's. It's no fault of Mason's, but it's the club and it's what they're doing. And now,
right.
We can sit here and debate: should this guy should Rashford be starting games? No, I personally don't think he should, but he gets picked.
I think Rashford needs to work his way back into that team.
It comes down to is Ralph Rancnick the same as Ollie? He's both got his favourites.
Is it favouritism? Are they being told by someone above?
Do you think he's already got favourites so already when he's only been there like 5? Do you think he's already got favourites? You think, Adam?
I don't know if he's got favourites, but I'm sure he's had a conversation.
I don't think Rashford will be a favourite of Rancnick.
No, I don't think so either.
Nah.
Not of Rancnick. He talks about rock and roll, heavy metal, Gagan pressing, pressing football. You're not going to get that from Rashford.
No, that's not going to happen.
Mate, you clearly, and like I said, I apologise to the boys on the pod last week, and mate, because I had a real go, and after what I saw, because I did
passionate.
take note. I did take note of it last game because I thought, I went back and watched it, Tim. I went back and I watched myself on the pod, and I wanted to listen to what I said, and I thought, you know what, I will take note of it this time, and it's not good at all, is it? It's not good at all.
Right.
So
I'm going to put you both on the spot. Adam, predicted score against Aston Villa.
Oh man.
Remember,
I'm glad I don't have to put that in my tipping comp.
There are no replays. It has to be decided that day. There are no replays.
So, was it an extra time shootout?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll go to penalties. I don't think
penalties.
Wow.
I don't think we can win it. I don't think.
No.
I honestly think Gerrard, and it's going to kill me saying this, is probably, well, definitely, his team is so much more organised than ours, and definitely,
they would.
Jones starting, then that's an issue too.
The Villa boys would know how much this would mean to Gerrard to come back to Old Trafford as a manager.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And if playing against United isn't enough to pump you up, doing it for your manager who absolutely hates us. Oh, that'll give him an extra octane in the tank.
Don't forget, Villa had beaten us at Old Trafford this season already 1-0.
Yeah.
Game 9, they beat us 1-0 at Old Trafford. So it would be a disaster for another Villa home defeat in another competition, knocking us out of an FA Cup. First game, third round at home. That would be a nightmare.
I'll be devastated because FA Cup's my favourite cup. It's my favourite cup. I always put it. It's just because of my age. I always put the FA Cup first.
So Emad, predicted score.
I'm with Adam. I think we go to penalty. I'm honestly, man. I'm not even looking forward to it. To be honest, I don't see us. I don't see us controlling this game. I don't see us creating chance. We don't create enough chances. Even when we're in a good run of form, we don't create enough chances. I look at some of the other teams who have midfielders who are just making, even if you make half a dozen chances for your strikers, half a dozen. I don't care if the strike. I don't even care if the striker doesn't score those
But
half a
create the
dozen,
chances.
but create it. Create it.
Yeah,
No,
what would
we don't
would
create
be
enough,
an interesting question. What would be an interesting question to put probably on another pod, and maybe someone can analyse it a lot better than I can because I don't take any notice of other teams. How many teams play with 2 sixes?
Right, I would ask that question. How many?
Yeah.
2
man.
sixes?
I'm trying to think of like the top teams now, and I don't see
I don't see any.
none of them.
That's what I mean. You know,
They'll make one.
Sixes.
You know, there's one.
2
Manchester
There's
sixes.
one
United.
6.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
there's always 1-6. Yeah.
I'm talking about the top teams, Adam.
Yeah.
1-6.
Yeah, sorry.
So
Yeah.
you're both giving your predicted score against Aston Villa. It looks
It's
like
going
everyone.
penalties.
It looks like everyone's a bit nervous. Everyone's not looking forward to that game.
Oh,
It
mate,
is-
I'm not
it
looking
is-
forward to
it
it.
is-
I always look forward to United games, and this
So
one,
the last question I'm going to ask, Emad, is it too late to say is top 4 still open or top 4's gone? What's your take?
I think mathematically, yeah, we're okay. It's still obviously achievable, but if we keep playing obviously as the way we're playing, forget it. Conference League it is.
Adam,
yeah,
top 4.
yeah. Oh, I said it the other day. I think we'll be in Conference League if we keep going the way we are. Because what's Europa? What's that go to? 8th? Is that 8th?
5th, 6th,
No,
5th, 6th, 7th.
6? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, 6. We won't finish top 6.
that's
No
messed,
way.
that's messed up, mate.
No way, man.
You know,
No.
the run of games that we had on the fixture list when Rancnick took over after Carrick,
Yeah,
I think it was
Easy.
Carrick's last game. Oh, I think the 10 games, I think there was 9 of them you'd say
Well, top 7. All mid-table
maximum
teams.
points.
We all-
Even
maximum
at the
points.
start of the season, we had the easiest start of the season ever,
Yep, and we messed that up.
and we couldn't do it. We messed it up. So it's just
So top 4, you're saying is still mathematically possible at this point of the season, right?
Yeah,
Mathematically possible.
we're still there.
Adam, mathematically we're still there.
yeah, mathematically we're still there. Yeah, of course.
We can't argue with the
But-
maths.
Yeah, you can't argue with the maths, that's for sure. But the headspace of the players is shot to pieces.
Right.
I don't know whether well, I don't know what more to say because it's just the same every single time. Even when we win, we still talk about how bad they play.
Exactly. So I wonder what Rancnick is thinking. Like, I wonder what's going through his mindset after seeing the
Well,
performance.
he'd be probably waiting for Fletcher to tell him something because there's someone in the stand talking to him. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
I don't
That's
even know
fucking
what-
the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know. Is it Fletcher running the team now, or is it Rancnick running the team? Because I don't know.
But he's not even part of the coaching staff. That's
What
what
is
gets
his
me.
role?
Shouldn't
What
he
is
be
his
just looking for players?
Wow. Well,
What is his role? Because he wasn't.
he
was never
Isn't he
in
the
the
technical
dugout.
director? Isn't he the technical
I thought
director?
he was the technical director. Yeah, that's what they hired him
He
for.
was-
Technical director.
He was never in the dugout under Ollie.
Nope, he wasn't.
No.
He showed up when Carrick,
Yes,
when
he
we
showed up.
marched Ollie
Yes, he showed
and
up.
Carrick took
Carrick.
over for the 3 games, and now he hasn't left. I don't know what his role is, honestly, and I
Well,
don't think
you
he
know
needs to
what?
be talking
He
to
made-
someone in his earpiece from
You're
up,
saying
from a
that
higher
now.
view.
Did you see Did you see when the television cut to Ronaldo coming off on the weekend? Did Ronaldo come off on the weekend, or was it the game before?
Against Burnley, and he was
Against
talking with
Burnley.
Mike Phelan.
No, he was talking to McTominay. He came off and he went straight to Fletcher. He was talking to Fletcher straight off the pitch.
Oh, okay.
And Fletcher was telling him something, and Ronaldo just rolled his head at him and basically just kept walking. So I really don't know what he was saying to him. Yeah.
Look, even when Ollie was in charge, I never saw Carrick in the technical area as animated as what Fletcher is.
Yeah,
And
I
Fletcher
agree.
comes-
Yeah.
And Fletcher comes and stands next to Rancnick and throws his arms about and
I know, right? I was
He has
surprised.
some good conversations with him on the bench as well. Real good conversations.
Look, I don't have an issue with it in terms of I just want to know what his role is. Like, I
I
really
don't
Yeah.
really
like
know what.
why.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
we'll
why
figure
are
it
you
out.
there?
I'll
What
go
are you
figure out.
talking?
I'll try to figure it out before the next pod because I don't know why he's even there. I don't know
He
what
is
he's
the
there for.
technical director. I'm sure that's why he was hired to be technical director.
But is
I
that
just don't
part
get
of
it.
it? So if
It's like
Rancnick
Mike
is
Phelan. He offers nothing. Come back to Australia, buddy. You know?
so you could get his
Central
autograph,
Coast
right?
Mariners.
Because Adam needs to get his autograph from Phelan to get it signed.
Yeah, I need my flag up the top signed by him.
Well, gentlemen, we've come to that time of the day where we have come to the end of the show. Viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We had Emad making his debut today on our channel. Emad, we really appreciate your appearance today. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, Tim. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, guys. It was
No
a
problem,
good
mate.
chat.
It's excellent.
So
It's good to have another fellow Aussie on.
Yes, it's good. So yes. So Adam won't be outnumbered because Adam's also outnumbered by the Americans and the Brits. So
Yeah,
and
USA.
then
They all gang up.
when he went off on the Rashford tantrum on Sunday, I was like, okay. And Rashford now disappointed on Monday.
Well, I took note. I really did this time.
It's not like what McTominay done to me and gassed him up, future captain, after that performance against Burnley, I think it was.
Yes, he played well against
And
Burnley,
then-
and complete opposite. He was just fouling players, and he was lucky not to be sent off because he was getting close to always get. I mean, I'm surprised, but he was so poor. Why he still got 90 minutes is still beyond me. Him and Matic should not have got 90 minutes after what they were dreadful. Both of them were poor.
So, sorry, one more point just on the midfield, and I know we're coming to the end of the show here.
Yes.
But I remember. Do you remember the foul Matic put on one of the Wolves players just on the edge of the box?
Yes.
And the pundits, the commentators were talking, what a seasoned professional, a professional foul, took one for his team. That's not a position on the field. I want you fouling players, man.
Exactly.
They hit the bar.
Exactly, that free kick. See what I mean?
Like, I don't know. I don't know where we go from here, gentlemen.
This is Man United of today, and Rancnick has to fix this. Last question, Adam. Does he need more time? Yes or no?
Yeah, 100%. He's got to get it right. Yeah, he has to get
He's
it right.
He's got 6 months.
He's got 6 months to get it right. But whether the players are going to allow him to do it, and I'm definitely not blaming Rancnick. Definitely not. Okay, he made some poor decisions on the weekend, but you're going to do that as a new manager. And but the biggest part, Tim, for me is when a new manager comes in, everyone's firing. Everyone's firing. They're like pumped for it. They want to prove that they're so good. This is the first time I've seen a new manager come in and the players aren't up for it.
Yeah, there's no bounce.
No bounce.
There's no new manager bounce. I fucking can't believe it. Yeah. So you've got to put it down to the players.
It's quite sad, actually. It is quite sad. But, well, it is where we are today. Unfortunately, we can only but hope and believe and still believe United could at least finish fourth. But if they're going to remember, they still got 2 games in hand. And there's no guarantee we could even beat Brighton and Brentford in those 2 games in hand. We can't guarantee those 6 points.
Holy shit, man. Brentford and Brighton are going to be the 2 hardest games. They're going to be worse than Wolves, man.
This exactly. Because Brighton are very organized.
Yeah. Same with Brentford. Like Brentford's just come up.
And these are all mid-table teams. These are all mid-table teams, mate. If you saw that run,
we're below mid-table. We put shit on Arsenal. Look how good. I don't know if any of you guys have watched Arsenal, but I watched them in their last game, and mate, they looked. And I don't want to love on Arsenal because I hate the fuckers, but just comparing organisation, and they only got a young team. They've only got a young team. And, mate, they look really good. They are building to something. They are building, and like we're just going to get effed on big time.
That's probably one of the benefits he has, though, the fact that they are young.
Right.
So they're willing to learn, easier to adapt. You're not going to change. You're not going to change. It's just someone who's, a lot older than these players.
Well, you're not going to change Ronaldo and Cavani, are you? They've
Oh,
been playing a
even
similar
Matic,
style their
even
whole
Matic,
life. Same
even
with
Matic.
Matic. You know, we're coming to a stage. Arsene Wenger the other week, he was talking about when he came into Arsenal, he had players all the same age, and
that whole
it's not
backline,
for him. He said he had
Winterburn,
to get in the dressing room
Dixon,
and he had to get rid of
Adams.
these players because there's no future with these players.
True.
And yet we're frigging buying them.
My concern is there were some guys last night, Adam, on some of the pods that we watched, talking about another rebuild.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We've just done a rebuild.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ollie's just finished rebuilding. Now a rebuild after a rebuild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's scary. We're so far behind.
A couple of people's talking about it. Rancnick needs a couple of transfer windows. He doesn't have it. This is his transfer window now.
Transfer window now,
Yeah.
man.
This is it.
It doesn't have any more transfer window, so he's better get it right. And he's going to be the one helping to select another manager. Imagine that. I don't want to think that far. I just want to think of how we finish, how we
Let's
take
just
part.
start. We should just start going for Salford.
I think we need to do well in the FA Cup, and we need to go as far as we can in the Champions League. That's it. And be competitive. That's all it needs. Be competitive. This performance in Wolves, I'm hoping it was a one-off, but I know it's not a one-off because the signs have been there. But
yeah, and every United supporter would sit side by side a team that's giving everything and losing. Every United supporter would do that without a doubt. I'm going to end this on a positive. And it's going to be against the players. They need to step up and they need the same embracing as the fans. They need to, honestly, I reckon the ones that aren't playing should go and sit in the Stratford end and sing it out for their team or something like that. You know, they've got to embrace the fans. They've got to take the energy from the fans, and the energy from the fans is there. You know, always. They will give everything to the club. We will give our life for the club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. We shall see you on our next pod. So, Emad, we hope to see you again. Thank you for joining us, making your debut.
No worries again.
Thanks
again, Tim.
No worries. We absolutely appreciate you and your time. Adam, thank you again. We shall see you very soon. From us, it's goodbye, good night. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We shall see you guys in our next one. See you guys very soon. Glory to Man United.
Man United.
You take it easy, brother. You take care.
See you, bud.
Take care.
Talk soon. See ya. Bye.